Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Wish I was screaming Wade Miley right now. I'm even going to subdue it there, as my heart does hurt. 5-2 loss yesterday. The Brewers get swept by the Diamondbacks at American Family Field. We'll get the vibes going, trust me. We will.
Why'd you have to start with that?
Because I'm sad.
We supposed to do the pleasantries and all that, and then we get to the sad, but you starting with the sad stuff? So we having a 3-hour funeral today?
We might as well.
Wear your emotions on your sleeve.
Man.
Here's why.
Be the real you. That's all we're asking.
We're authentic. You know why? I've been screaming the guy's name for like 5 weeks straight. I've been wearing his jersey every single time he pitches.
Ben, I feel like I need a sad Wade Miley call.
Wade Miley.
That's pretty good.
I'm Ben Brust. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Get involved, 800-990-3776. However you feel, the phone lines will be open for you at any point. At any point, if you want to let us know how you're feeling after yesterday's game, we're here. We're here to maybe cheer you up, maybe be crying with you, maybe try and talk you off the ledge of thinking they're going to be horrible forever, because it's not the case. But I think you are supposed to feel how you are supposed to feel. And right now, I'm sad that at 6:05, number 20, the lefty out of the Bayou, Louisiana, is not going to be pitching for the Milwaukee Brewers in a Game 3. He's Kyle Wallace, the heartbeat of the show. Say what's up, Kyle.
What up?
That made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But the X, what was that? What was it? MR, CMR, XMR, PSR? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I don't know any of what that means.
ASMR?
We need. Can you, Chris, create something when Kyle starts talking about something that Brad and I don't know what's going?
Y'all don't know about ASMR. That's what it's called.
What is ASMR?
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
Chris, you know what I'm talking about, right? Chris knows ASMR.
Yeah, it's basically like the sounds that somebody makes. Like, for example, a lot of YouTubers have a channel where they just eat stuff, and the sound is so soothing to the listener.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Kyle's lips aren't very soothing right now to me. Turn his mic off. He's Brad Nortman, six-year NFL punter, wearing his Carolina Panthers gear.
Hey, we're starting something today. We are starting something today.
Yeah.
And I decided not to just...
Hang on, what are you wearing?
Oh, I thought you wouldn't ask.
I'm
sure everybody else around the office says something. I'm shocked you didn't yet.
Yeah, who are you trying to impress?
Wait a minute. This is
on Twitter at ESPN Milwaukee.
Is this your first time noticing I've been around you for over an hour and you just noticed my beautiful floral shirt?
It's very floral.
Thank you. Very beautiful, too.
You know what happens when funerals happen? People send flowers. Did you wear that for the Brewers?
That's
very nice.
That is very
nice.
Good. Very good. Sure. I wore this for the Brewers. Yeah.
It almost looks like a springtime shirt, not a fall shirt.
You know what
you going to Easter brunch?
Yeah. No, listen.
Like looking ahead to, first opening day already?
Well, no, it's not that. It's the last day where we're going to have a little bit of heat. It's supposed to be in the 70s today, then drop down quickly to the 50s. So I said, you know what? Let me give people a little bit of a brighten their day and have today feel happy since it's nice. And then also, most importantly, your boy is fine today. Am I not?
I can see them boobies through the shirt.
Yeah, you always see the boobies in the nip. We already talked about that. That's already been documented.
We need to do Kyle Brust and Nortman push-ups before the show, so I don't have to see that when I'm looking at the floral shirt.
I'm down to do it. It'll be my only workout, but thank you. My shirt is very nice, isn't it?
So I was shocked, and I can't believe I didn't notice the floral arrangement on Kyle's shirt.
Everybody has been complimenting me today.
Have they? Do you read tone well?
I'm telling you, you could go do a poll. Get Tyler, go do a poll around the office, and I guarantee you, most people will say, "Oh yeah, I saw that shirt today. I love it." It mostly women, but I don't really care about the opinion of men around here.
It's just a striking shirt to wear at the office. Yes, it's just different.
I know Super Bowl 50 wear a shirt over here. Polo wearing boy. It's not talking about my nice floral shirt at work.
So after we spent the show figuring out if it was douchey or not for Brad Nortman to be wearing his Super Bowl 50 gear, as we know we had a meeting with new teammates that he hasn't interacted, that he had to insert his dominance on. I played in a Super Bowl. You guys are peasants. Today he comes with a nice Carolina blue Panthers logo right in front of us. Of course, he is on Roger Goodell's payroll. The NFL logo's on the left sleeve.
I feel like the NFL logo is like everywhere, though, right? I mean, can you buy something where the NFL logo isn't somewhere?
On the street, you can.
Ron in the Key chimes in 800-990-3776 in reference to Kyle's shirt. Those are nice drapes. You do you look like my wallpaper in 1995.
Some sexy ass wallpaper in 1995.
I don't know about that. Again, 800-990-3776. Streaming on YouTube. That's where you can find us. But Brad, are you just leaning in now? Are you trying to be a douche? And that's okay.
I'm leaning in. I'm leaning in. And honestly, when I was looking to, because I said to you guys yesterday, you know what? I am going to wear Jags or Panther stuff the rest of the week. And I had some more, subtle Jags and Panthers t-shirts to choose from today. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to go with the bright Carolina blue. I ain't even going to hide it. I'm just leaning all into it. But it got me thinking. We talk about how, okay, this is like most of my wardrobe, so what am I supposed to do?
Unfortunately.
So I was thinking, okay, well, why don't we put my money where my mouth is? Why don't we put your money where my mouth is? Because how many days straight on the show could I wear here would be the rules, a team-issued, free, with a logo sports shirt. So we're talking about Panthers, Jags, Badgers. Free from the team that has one of those logos on it, just upper body. So we're talking T-shirts, sweatshirts, track jackets, basically. Those are the three things I have most of. How many days straight on this show could I wear those without repeating?
We might make it to the anniversary.
I mean, there's a lot. I started to do, and I wanted to create an over-under for you guys. And I want it to be an accurate over-under.
All right, what do you got for
What
us?
is this? And what's on the line with this over and under? Because we got to have fun with it, right,
true.
Vinny?
And you guys are betting on it, not me. I'm the participant. I'm the billboard. I'm the pretty face.
Oh,
you guys
all
are
right.
the ones that are going to be.
That's what they told you to get you on the show.
Do you got an over-under?
I have an over-under.
Can
You guys want to establish the bet first?
For those who don't know, Brad was an investment banker. I don't know what this has to do with setting over-unders, but you're good with numbers.
Well, I'll tell you what. I was a pretty, betting novice walking into this show, right? Doing Cover 5 for the first time. I'm learning so much. The Ben Brust is just rubbing off on me. I'm setting over-unders
Man.
now. I don't know who I'm going to be in a
You know
month's
what?
time.
I'm going to Vegas, as you know, and we gave our Vegas pitches. I would have had Brad out till 4 a.m. I'll tell you that much.
Man.
His wife would have been upset when she said, "What? Why is there a withdrawal of $10,000? What is going on?"
I had to win it back, baby.
That's how they get you.
So I have an over-under.
All right.
But I don't know if you guys want to establish the bet first.
I mean, Kyle makes fun of me for buying lunch all the time. So if
We
I
got
lose,
money.
Hey.
Money bags, Benny.
It depends on what comes after Vegas. I might be making peanut butter sandwiches every day and bringing those in. I'll buy you lunch from our great 3rd Street Market Hall here.
Okay.
I'll buy you lunch. What will you do for me?
I mean,
will you bring me a gourmet lunch? Will you bring me something cooked up? Some nice gourmet leftovers?
You want to eat what I eat?
Yeah.
I mean, we could do.
You gotta give me some options, though.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what.
I don't know if I'm gonna be like, hey, soul food.
No. You ain't ready for soul food because you say that little 5-minute boo boo gonna turn into a 25-minute boo boo. So no, but what I do is I definitely I can hook you up what I eat. Now I eat a lot of pre-cooked food that I put in the air fryer.
Pre-cooked food that
Like
you put in the air fryer?
frozen that you put in the air fryer.
All right,
That's a pretty good strategy, though. You can make some good things.
Yeah, I can hook some up.
Make it the 5-star frozen food. How about that?
Okay, I don't know what 5-star frozen
Me
food
either,
is,
but I'm just saying try and figure
but
out.
yeah,
All right.
we could do something
I
like
have
that.
no idea what you're going to set this over under
Okay.
at. Like, is this 100? Is this 50? Because all I know you as is issued year guy.
Okay, and again,
And
for
oatmeal.
the rules, we are resetting as of today. So we're not going to count Super Bowl 50. Just Super Bowl 50 things don't count. But if I wear a Panther thing that I received from the team with the Super Bowl 50 logo on it, that does count.
Wait a minute. What do you mean just Super Bowl? You have Super Bowl 50 stuff that just is like that doesn't count. That's NFL, right?
Well,
Yeah,
That's douchey. You can put that part of the. You can put that in.
Super Bowl 50,
yeah.
Panthers, Jaguars, Badgers.
Okay, I thought it had to have the team logo on it.
He just did this because he
Yeah,
wanted
he
to
wanted to
reestablish.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
I mean, that
what-
changes everything.
what
Put it
about
on Twitter, Chris,
Goodness.
at KBN ESPN. Did you know Brad Nortman punted in Super Bowl 50?
What about like
The
Okay.
whole state knows that now.
Should I keep on going with the douche meter?
No,
Oh,
I
yeah,
want
Jack,
no
let-
over.
What about NFL Combine
Yeah,
free
go
gear?
ahead. Throw it in there. Yeah, I knew that was coming.
They invited your ass to the combine?
He got
Yeah,
drafted.
I went to the,
Wait, how many punters go to the combine?
How many 225 you put up?
12.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's good for a punter.
Yeah.
He should have been putting up more. Look at him. He's jacked. He should have been putting up more than that.
I couldn't do that today.
He's got long arms. You know, it's a little tougher.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess
It's a long range. Yeah, long range of motion.
All right, hit us with the over/under here.
Okay. If we're gonna let's not do combine, but let's do Super Bowl.
Sounds good.
Okay, we're gonna do 80.5.
Wow. 80.5.
How many you played for
That-
6 years, 7 years? 6 years.
According to my calculations, what? If we have 5 shows divided by 80, math guy,
12 weeks?
That's gonna be
12
no,
weeks.
it's like 15.
15
yeah,
weeks,
15 times. No, it's more. No, 16. 16.
I don't
32,
know. Oh, yeah,
64,
yeah,
80.
75, yeah, 16
Math
weeks.
guy.
16, yeah.
So
16 straight weeks,
That's
essentially.
4 months.
we're gonna figure this out.
Kyle-
And hold on. But for your calculation, 6 years, but 4 years with the Badgers, so it's 10 years. That's 10 years worth of clothes.
Kyle, I'll give you first choice.
So 80 articles of clothing. My goodness.
The
You know
rich,
what-
the
you know
rich
what?
get richer.
You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna do 75.5.
No.
$77.5.
Then we're splitting the difference.
Well, no.
77.5.
77
fair.
and a half.
77.5. Again, t-shirts, sweatshirts, anything upper body.
Anything upper body.
And I will wear them. I will wear. There are some things that I haven't worn once because they're way oversized.
John
So
in
I
the
will wear them.
414, no offense, but how many people knew who Brad Nortman was before your station?
Damn.
Get his ass, John! Get his ass!
Hey,
Why are
the
you trying to
Panthers
come-
and the Jags knew. Come on.
He just said Badger
We're in
fans did-
Wisconsin.
Badger fans, true.
What did Kirk Herbstreit say you were?
Offensive weapon.
He knew ASAP.
800-990-3776. We're placing a wager here over under 77.5 straight days of Brad Nortman wearing douchey issued gear to Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Yeah, douche. It's under.
All right, I'll take the over. Because I think he can dig deep in the closet.
No, I just.
And
you know,
today's day one.
I mean, it's like maybe 60, right? If you have more than 60, my goodness.
All right, it's set. Kyle is on the under 77.5. I am on the over. Man, I kind of want to do more than lunch, but you're scared of betting money.
Yeah, what? Why are you fine? We can do $10.
No.
What do you want to do? Why do you want to take people's money? What's up with cash? You don't value money?
Yeah, I value it. That's why I'm betting.
Oh my gosh, this is an addict.
I know you value financial literacy. Maybe I need
do.
to take one of your courses.
You do, yeah. I rather invest it in something versus just investing in bets.
But what if you win 40 and then
Yeah.
you invest
Who
40?
cares?
Pretty good investment.
Or I can invest my money in a high yield savings account and just make that money just like that. Okay, yeah. Safe
I mean,
money.
Boring.
it's prudent. That's a prudent way to go about it.
Thank you.
Bunch
Brad.
of nerds on the show. All right, we got the bet, but we got to move towards what happened last night. The Brewers obviously lost, and it led me to the question as I was seeing the reactions on Twitter last night, listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning, hearing how people are feeling. Obviously, Chef Ed chiming in here. He's frustrated. The abrupt ending is hard to swallow, but the nemesis that plagued us all season bit us in the ASS in March. Too many men left on base. And again, I would say twofold there real quick. It was the amount of hits and the men and walks and guys left on base, and the strength of your team was pitching, and when you needed the pitching to come through, the pitching wasn't there for you, and especially tough in a short 3-game series. But I want to know which season ender hurt you most recently. You have Heat in 5. You have losing to the Detroit Lions at home after a 5-game win streak, or you have the sweep of the Diamondbacks over the Brewers. 800-990-3776. Which season ender hurt you most? Heat in 5, Brewers getting swept, or the Packers losing at home to the Lions? 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN. We want to hear from you, KBN Nation. We also have it on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Which season ender hurt you most? Next on Kyle Brust and Nortman, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
Did you play cans as a kid?
Cans?
Stop playing. Y'all know what cans
Cans.
is? Y'all know what cans is?
Can you say what cans
So,
is, damn it?
so y'all never took a basketball. You never had, have a soda or something like that. You crushed the can, and then you put it on the ground, and then you walk about 10 feet the other direction, crush that can, put it in the ground, and you take a ball, and you try to hit the can with the ball. Are y'all
That
heard of
sounds
that.
like a horrible
Yeah,
game.
I don't worry about it. After 5 minutes,
Don't be culturally insensitive.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Yeah, they're football.
Ruggability. We straight made that word up. How else to describe the otherwise indescribable rugged, capable, incredible versatility and affordability of a Honda SUV? Car and Driver calls Honda the winningest brand in 10 best history. Your kids will call it totally lit. But we like ruggability, and you'll like the incredifantabulous deals, so see your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's the University of Wisconsin-Madison's annual Fill the Hill event. Join us today starting at 5 o'clock for 24 hours of giving and goofiness. For every gift UW-Madison receives, a pink flamingo will be added to the flock on campus. When you give, you're fueling life-changing research, training our world's future leaders, and empowering Badgers to create a better tomorrow. For all of us, do it now. Donate at uwflamingos.com. That's uwflamingos.com.
'Tis the season for Toyland at Fleet Farm. The elves are stocking shelves with the hottest toys, like Barbie, Lego, Hot Wheels, and more at unbeatable deals. Find a lower toy price and we'll beat it by 5%. Doors open at 7 a.m. Saturday, October 14th. Plus, the first 125 customers get a free toy tractor. Get unbeatable deals on the toys you want before they're gone. Fleet Farm, the store with everything you need for a very Merry Christmas. See store for details.
John Hayes for Goodman's Jewelers. As we celebrate 90 years of serving the Madison area, to commemorate this occasion, we'll be giving away a .90 carat lab-grown diamond to one lucky customer. You can register to win at our store at 220 State Street or find us on Facebook or Instagram for your chance to enter the contest. Throughout October, we'll have a flash sale and other days when you can save up to 30% on some of our most coveted jewelry styles. 90 years in business is a long time. Help us make more timeless moments for you, our loyal customers. John Hayes for Goodman's Jewelers. Help us celebrate 90 years in business. In October, we'll have a flash sale and you can save up to 30% on selected jewelry styles. Visit us at 220 State Street or find us on Facebook or Instagram for your chance to win a .90 carat lab-grown diamond. John Hayes for Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933. Yes, 1933. That's 90 years. Help us celebrate and make more timeless moments.
The best is at Goodman's.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesch Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
Hi, I'm Connie Britton. I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Hi, I'm Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock with Retirement Income Strategies. And what sets us apart is we're an independent, family-run office. We help clients like you understand the financial world and build a portfolio that's in your best interest. To learn more, go to MadisonMoneyGuy.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Which season ender was harder to swallow? Heat 5, Brewers swept. Come on, kid. Kyle did say that's what she said right when I said that, too, which I was kind of laughing at. Or the Packers finale against the Lions, 800-990-3776. We also have it on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Early on, the Bucks losing to the Heat in 5, leading the way, then followed by Packers-Lions. Then, surprisingly, I thought there might be a little more prisoner of the moment. Brewers being swept by the D-backs at 20%. We'll continue to go to the poll, but also want to hear from KBN Nation, 800-990-3776. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. It's brewed to be a delicious, easy-to-drink beer, even when the little things in life are hard. Like scoring runs, your team needs them. Like when the game's going into overtime, but you have even more time to enjoy a Bud Light. Pick it up at your local retailer. It is the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. I'll ask you guys what we're asking the audience, 800-990-3776. Which of the most recent season enders hurt the most? Packers-Lions finale, Bucks lose to the Heat in 5, or the Brewers being swept?
Look, to me, it's the Bucks losing in 5 to the Heat. It was a 1-versus-8 matchup. There was only 4 times in the history of the NBA that had happened before, and then the Bucks were the 5th that they fell prey to. Look, the Heat were a good team, but the Bucks were a better team. I could see that series going 5 or 6 games, but for it to go 5 games in the other direction, painful, especially when it's so hard to get a superstar like Giannis and to have the ability to compete for NBA championships. It was a completely wasted season. So for my expectations for what the Bucks should do and how weak that playoff performance was, that was most painful to me. So the Packers, I felt like weren't even a very good team in 2022. So I had no expectations that they were going to go into it. If anything,
you didn't get roped into the 5-game win streak?
I mean, it would have been fun for them to make the playoffs, but they weren't going to do anything with it. I mean, their team wasn't very good, honestly.
Yeah, they were a wild card team when they won their last Super Bowl.
I still think that they would have got trounced against the 49ers.
I'm just playing a little devil's advocate. I know they're different seasons. I know the squads were made up differently.
You can play whatever devil's advocate you want, but let the Wisconsin boys handle this one. You know why I say that? Because Bradley, you did a heck of a job there, and you are absolutely right. You know what's terrible about this is we lost to Emo Jimmy. We lost to a dude that came to a training camp with a lip ring and hair like that and nose ring. We lost to a weirdo. And what makes it even worse is not only did we lose, we got embarrassed.
Yeah.
It wasn't even competitive. Game 1 seemed competitive. The rest was just a complete joke. I think we won 1 game in that series, and that's it. And that game was like, well, maybe we'll come back, but it felt like the Heat weren't even really trying in that game. But that was an embarrassing loss. It still stings to this day. And it feels like you were the number 1 seed last year. You have the best player in the world. But for some reason, it feels like we're still behind the Heat. Regardless of what has happened in the last couple years, the Heat still seem
right now. You're saying even sitting here right now.
Well, we got Dave now.
I was going to say.
But the thing is that the conversations aren't going to change. If the conversation is the number 1 seed team in the East last year, they're going to be talking about, is Dame going to help the Bucks be able to get past the Heat again in the playoffs? And so that is the problem, is when you're talking about a 1 seed with one of the greatest players in the NBA needing somebody else to get past a team that was an 8 seed last year. That is what hurts the most. And so now when we play the Heat this season, and just any other Bucks fans, anybody that thinks or watches the NBA, it's not like, oh, the Bucks are going to play the Heat. They're going to beat them for sure. It's, the Bucks may run into the Heat. Can they get past them? There's a storyline there.
Yeah, but they also ended up sweeping them in 2020. And so, like, I believe
2021.
Whichever season. I remember standing up.
I was working. I was engineering. I know exactly what happened in 2020.
You've come a long way, even in your floral shirt right now.
Yeah, now I got to deal with the Heat again. But no, this is the Heat by far is the worst thing. The Packers didn't stand a chance last year. I wanted them to win, but it was like it's fool's gold. This Bucks loss, this stings. This stings hard, this stings long, and this still stings right now.
800-990-3776. KBN Nation in a little bit of a pickle here. The majority are still probably with the Bucks. The Bucks exit hurt more. They're the best record in the league and were expected to make the NBA finals. Can't say the same for the Brewers or the Packers. That's from John and McGuanago. And that's followed by Mark and Tosa. The Brewers losing to the Diamondbacks is one of the most disappointing is the most disappointing of all of them, because being in a small market, it makes you wonder if we'll ever see a championship like we've seen with the Packers and Bucks. And the reason why I keep going through these is right after that, it's Chris and Middleton. Definitely the Packers losing to the Lions primarily because it was Rodgers' last go-around. He seemed checked out last season, and that's how his career came to an end with Green Bay. And I think, like, again, from a disappointing standpoint, that's why I go with the Packers loss. Like, the Bucks loss was embarrassing, right? Like, losing in 5 to the Heat was embarrassing. Give me a sec now.
And I'm going to interject. Failure, not embarrassing.
It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. Even in Game 5, after it being as tight of a series as it was, being down 3-1, they were favored by 13 points. 13 points in Game 5. That is the definition of embarrassing. You know what else was embarrassing? Looking back and remembering that Giannis was 10 of 23 from the free throw line, and when he caught the ball out of a jump ball tip out with like a minute to go, he almost threw it out of bounds, giving it to Chris Middleton.
I forgot about the hot potato, Ben.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Kyle. Oh my gosh, you can see Kyle's face.
Even worse.
Man, I forgot about the hot potato.
Yeah, I have to relive this now. Oh, that was stressful.
And so again, for me, it's like I never got my hopes to the point. Whereas last year, watching the Packers win those 5 straight games, even if Rodgers didn't play that great, the defense was turning teams over. They're finding ways to win. You're thinking, oh, this is Matt LaFleur, a guy that has won 13 games 3 of the last years. They're going to find a way. They have the Lions. They have the Lions coming to Lambeau. This is a perfect setup. Whereas over the course of the 7-game series, which turned into a 5-game series, I started losing the juice. So in terms of what hurt me most, it was the team that has been garbage coming into Lambeau Field. That's where the disappointment comes to me in the point that Chris and Middleton made of it was Rodgers' last go. I don't think anybody wanted to see him go out the same way that Favre did in terms of turning it over at the end of the game, right? Throwing it up for grabs, trying to do the same way it almost felt like it ended against San Francisco when he only threw to Devontae and was only looking that way. It was disappointing that looking back on how great he was for the Green Bay Packers, it was too fitting of an end that I didn't want it to end like that. And it was disappointing to me. 800-990-3776. Which season ender hurt you the most? The Brewers getting swept by the Diamondbacks, the Bucks getting beat by the Heat in 5, or the Packers getting thumped by the Lions on home field?
You know, when I think about most painful, and as I'm experiencing it, I'm almost feeling disbelief. I think that is my barometer for how painful was it? How much in disbelief was I? And for me, watching the Bucks, I was in disbelief. I was like, is this team for real right now? We're going to lose in the first round of the Heat in 8-1. And the Packers won and the Brewers won, quite honestly. It didn't feel as painful, or what? I didn't find myself in as much disbelief because I was like, well, of course this is how it's going to go. But I will say the Packers ones, when we were the 2020 season and the 2021 playoffs, when Rodgers was so good, MVP, and you were expecting Super Bowl, this is finally the year to get back to it. Those 2 games, I was in utter disbelief. I was like, I cannot believe what I'm watching out of this team. And those were incredibly painful. But the year that when they lost to the Lions, I'm like, eh.
I will say, right now, I'm even though the NFL, right, every week matters, and especially when you come to a week 18 that feels like a playoff game to get to the playoffs, that moment was so big. But seeing Kyle's face when I reminded him of hot potato, it almost and I'm pretty good at sticking to my guns, but damn, that was a bad feeling when the greatest player in the entire world is. I don't want it.
But Chris didn't get a shot up, right? Something bad happened.
Was that Grayson Allen?
Grayson Allen had that. Oh my god!
Over the backboard.
I told you it's terrible. And as a Wisconsin sports fan, you asked me yesterday, are we spoiled? Do we overreact? Now you get to relive with us. Thank you. Relive these horrible moments. You were just talking
Misery loves company, Kyle.
Well, welcome to the company, because you were talking about how awful it was to watch 2020 and all that. Oh, we could keep going back. We were just talking about the Milwaukee Bucks.
I was just trying to keep it most recent. Brad's the one who took us down a darker place.
And then we had that conversation, and what do the Brewers do yesterday, 2 days in a row? They have leads and give up leads and break our hearts. That's all I'm just saying. It's just heartbreak after heartbreak.
Pat in
Heartbreak
Oregon
Hotel.
chimes in. They're all equally miserable to experience as a fan. Getting eliminated is going to hurt every single time. John in the 414, is it sad all these occurrences are within the last year? So sad. And again, I hear you, Kyle. I do hear you.
Welcome.
But no, I'm not with you. I said I hear you.
We're company now.
And I hear you, but I will say it is a privilege to have heartbreak. It's not a privilege to be depressed, not having anything to look forward to.
Thanks. I'm glad to know. You know, heartbreak. Oh, I guess they both kill you. Depression can kill you and heartbreak can kill you. It can. So I guess both are killers.
Bill from Delvin chimes in. Definitely the Packers. Like your conversation yesterday, it's all about making the playoffs no matter what happens. Don't know how that necessarily ties in. Help me here.
I think he's saying that all you need to do is getting into the playoffs. From there, anything can happen kind of thing. And we didn't have the opportunity.
Now, John McGuanago with the text of the day. Maybe we need a text of the day going, Chris. You want to mark that down? The text of the day so far, John McGuanago as the dictator of the show. Kyle is a big baby. John and McGuanago. 800-990-3776.
What a setup.
800-990. You were like, yeah, text of the day. Text of the day.
Oh, that's funny. I'm not a big baby. I'm just listen. I live and die with these sports teams, and
I think you are not a big baby, but you're a big baby. You know what I mean? I get it. I understand why you are.
Look, this is upsetting, is it not? You know how upset Brewers fans, myself and the rest of people were yesterday with that loss? I know somebody who was on social media, a young woman was on social media who said, it happened again. The Brewers have failed me again. Do not call, do not text. My phone is on silent for the rest of the night. That is what they emotionally do to us. I'd rather not be put in this situation where I get false hope. Like it's like, and I don't mean to trigger anybody. It's like anybody.
No, it's a safe place.
Well, okay, still here. It's like somebody whose dad is not really in their life. Everybody see Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I just want them to love me, right? And so your dad's not around, and your dad promises he's gonna come around, but he doesn't show up, and he doesn't show up. That's what these sports teams are. They tell us they're gonna do all these great things. We're gonna win. And shout out to Rick Schlesinger for joining us. He got me excited about this is gonna be the year. I'm with you, Rick. And then dang it. It's
what did you expect Rick to say? It's not our ear.
The absentee
guys, you blame the president of baseball operations for believing in his team.
Wisconsin sports is absentee fathers because all they do is get us all this false hope, and then they just break our hearts.
800-990-3776. We're here to hug Kyle because he is a big baby. I don't know if he has an absentee father. I'm not even going to go there. 800-990-3776. Which most recent loss that's ended our seasons hurt the most? The Packers against the Lions in the finale, the Brewers and the Diamondbacks getting swept, or Heat in 5? That's on Twitter at KBNESPN. Ron McKee chimes in again. I'm not going to lie, he's on fire. So that shirt is the result of emotional trauma. Checks out. That's in reference to the floral arrangement on Kyle's shirt. Check it out on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. We'll keep hitting those losses. What hurts the most is being so close. I don't know the rest of the words, but I think you know what song I was singing. KBN Academy and all that next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I was about to go get on the highway, and I had the bubble guts, Kyle. Ooh. So it was either get on the highway and gut it out, and this is the first time in my life I've ever had to do this. I did not get on the highway.
No, you didn't.
I went straight, and then I went left into a industrial area, and I squatted like a dog.
No, you didn't.
And I pooped.
Wait, time out, Ben. There were so many other options.
There were not. There were not. It was life or death.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Former NFL player and Rose Bowl champion Tarek Saleh here for Carbon World Health. Carbon is much more than just another gym. They offer the best recovery in the area. Some of my favorites include red light therapy and cryotherapy. Improve your athletic performance, fitness and training results, speed up muscle recovery and reduce pain, and boost your mood with these simple and non-invasive treatments. Visit Carbon World Health today and ask for the ESPN Recovery Package. That's Carbon World Health.
Woo! I am thirsty today. Definitely going to need a cold one. There's the one. The playoffs are here for baseball, and that means we're back again with Broken Bat Brewery. Tim Pauly from Broken Bat is joining me again, and he's got some info on all the great things at Broken Bat Brewery's tap room.
So yeah, if you're looking for something fun to do, we've got a weatherproof indoor wiffle ball field. It's great for corporate outings, bachelor parties, rehearsal dinners, you name it. Can carry up to about 20 people back there. We got music, scoreboard, beer, all the good stuff. Again, indoor wiffle ball field. So yeah, we've also got the lumber room we opened up back in April of 2022. It's been a fantastic space ever since. We host a bunch of corporate outings, rehearsal dinners. If you need to have a meeting, it's got full audio video. You can reserve it at brokenbatbrewery.com.
Huge shout out to Tim from Broken Bat to give us another reason to visit their tap room. And remember, especially now that playoff baseball is here, the fridge is always stocked. It's the University of Wisconsin-Madison's annual Fill the Hill event. Join us today starting at 5 o'clock for 24 hours of giving and goofiness. For every gift UW-Madison receives, a pink flamingo will be added to the flock on campus. When you give, you're fueling life-changing research, training our world's future leaders, and empowering Badgers to create a better tomorrow. For all of us, do it now. Donate at uwflamingos.com. That's uwflamingos.com.
ESPN Madison is on Wisconsin sports. Catch up on anything you missed on the Varsity Podcast on Wisconsin On Demand. Brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, shop local, part of the Madison community since 1973.
Embrace the extraordinary, announcing Children's Theater of Madison's exciting new season. Live theater in Madison for the whole family. Now is the best time to save, with up to 40% off all this year's great lineup of shows. The Wiz, A Christmas Carol, Life Doesn't Frighten Me, The Lightning Thief, a Percy Jackson musical, and A Diary of Anne Frank. Now is the time to buy. An extraordinary season on sale now. Don't wait. Get your tickets for the whole family today at ctmtheater.org. That's ctmtheater.org.
Big trailers and big opportunity. Since 1962, Stoughton Trailers has been a family-owned and operated business. With competitive wages and excellent benefits, plus growth and advancement opportunities, Stoughton Trailers is an exciting place to grow your career. Join the collaboration, innovation, and dynamic team atmosphere at Stoughton Trailers, with positions now open in production, operations, finance, sales, engineering, supply chain, and more. Go to stojobs.com to apply today. Stoughton Trailers, big opportunity.
The best quality roofs, siding, windows, and doors, expertly installed and at an affordable price. Hi, this is Bo from Ridgetop Exteriors. We're the trusted local experts you can count on for your home exterior projects. There's a reason so many customers recommend us after we help with their projects. Go to ridgetopexteriors.com for a free estimate.
Hi, I'm Madison Money Guy Christian Finfrock with Retirement Income Strategies. And what sets us apart is we're an independent, family-run office. We help clients like you understand the financial world and build a portfolio that's in your best interest. To learn more, go to madisonmoneyguy.com.
Hi, I'm Connie Britton. I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
What hurts the most was being so close.
There it is, Chris.
And having so much to say.
Rascal Flatts?
That's it.
What hurts the most is being so close, and that's been the story of Wisconsin sports over the last 365 days. We're asking you 800-990-3776 or on Twitter at KBN ESPN, which of the most recent season enders hurts the most? The Brewers getting swept, the Packers season finale against the Lions, or the Bucks losing in 5 after being 13-point favorites in Game 5. We'll continue to hit your responses. We'll continue to monitor the poll, but for now, it's time to do a little KBN Academy.
In radio, our goal's pretty simple.
Just so you know, we really suck.
Have an A show or an F show.
Hey, I'll decide who sucks around here.
The same goes for topics in this next segment. This is the KBN Academy.
Those that can't do, teach.
KBN Academy is presented by Circa Sports. Play the Circa Million and Circa Survivor with $14 million in guaranteed prizes only at Circa Sports. Enter in Vegas, play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
He is Professor Nortman with a master's degree. He is Professor Wallace with a slightly not worse master's degree, but not as smart of a master's
Dang.
degree.
Prestigious, maybe?
Yeah, not as prestigious.
Dang.
And I'm just a bachelor's degree, Ben Brust. Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN here across ESPN Wisconsin, doing a little KBN Academy. Going to give some questions out here. Can only give an A or an F. There's no in between. There's no B's, C's, or D's. The Brewers season came to an abrupt end with the 5-2 loss yesterday night in the wild card round. A or F, we have seen the last of Craig Counsell as the manager in Milwaukee.
That's an A for me. You know, when I was watching the game last night and they were talking about this, they said this is his 9th season as the Brewers manager. That seems way longer than I thought. It feels like it's been 5 or 6 years, but that's a long time as a manager. It seems like everything he's saying is just keeping his options open. He's got other things to, like his kids to focus on, maybe something in media. So I am going to go with an A. I think this is the end of Craig Counsell as a manager, and he's going to ride off into the sunset in a different capacity.
I don't know what riding off in the sunset comes when you lose and get swept. So ain't no sunset
Fair.
he riding off in. Riding off in shame. No, I'm just kidding. I am a big fan of Craig Counsell. He's a Whitefish Bay boy, just like me. Both went to the school, so shout out to him. And the field's named after him. But that is a complete A. Craig Counsell, he has done a great job with his organization. Though we have not won the World Series, which I know meant a lot to him to finally want to win the World Series. His kids, I believe, are graduated from high school. He can go and explore other things, whether it is TV, whether it is taking a year off and go seeing his kids play baseball, or whether it's going to New York. But it's an A, but it's a thank you with an A, because this organization before pre-Craig Counsell and what it is after Craig Counsell, we have to applaud him, because now we are competing for playoffs each and every year, and he was a big part of that. So it's an A, and it's a farewell, and it's a thank you.
You know, I try to talk when I can, but Kyle, you said it really, really, really well. It's a thank you A, because I do believe he set the Brewers up, even without him as manager, in a place to continue to succeed. Matt Arnold has taken over for David Stearns in terms of personnel decision-making. He comes from a small market team down in Tampa. So, again, it's going to be different, but you got to be appreciative of 5 of 6 years in a small market with a mid-sized payroll. Does it hurt? Absolutely, but you got to be appreciative of what Craig has done. And if he ends up in New York, everyone's got a price. I guess I wouldn't blame him. After being traded to Portland last week, former Bucks guard Drew Holiday is on the move and headed to the Boston Celtics. A or F, the Bucks are still a better team on paper than the Celtics.
They are a better team on paper than the Celtics. Give me an A for that. They did upgrade with getting Dame. I mean, they solved some major problems that they had. You're going to lose a little bit on defense, but I think that the defensive presence of the team will maintain, and we got a whole lot better on the offensive side. The Celtics, they're no joke, though. And Drew Holiday, we know what he can do for a team on the defensive side, but also his presence. The Celtics always seem a little bit chaotic to me. I think he's going to be a steadying force for the Celtics.
Ooh, football, Brad, I like that.
That's right. So
steady presence is needed for them.
So they both got better. Bucks are better, though.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
It's a tough question on paper.
Well, because of the fact that I'm biased, right? So I'm trying to be objective. That's the one thing I'm trying to do. And so when I objectively look at it, it's like, can I take away how much I think Dame's going to mean to the Bucks? Because when you look at the Celtics, my good, Drew Holiday, we were all, happy to get Dame, but then we saw the after effect when he went to the Celtics, and we all got a little bit nervous. I know I wasn't the only Bucks fan that got nervous, but I'm going to stick with the homer answer because I lean a little bit to the Bucks. And so I'm going to say the Bucks on paper are better because there is not one player on that team better than Dame went to Celtics. And the duo of the Milwaukee Bucks, the duo of Dame and the duo of Giannis, that is probably the best duo in the NBA. No, not probably. It is the best duo in the NBA right now. And so with you having those two alone, that's why I have to say the Milwaukee Bucks. So it's very close though because they got some ballers out there in Boston.
So you're gonna like this. I think F. The Celtics are better on paper. Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. They traded for Kristaps Porzingis, which adds another layer of shooting and spacing. Al Horford, Derek White. Like again, I think on paper their top 6 might be better than the Bucks' top 6. But you know what doesn't matter? What your team is on paper. What matters is having, 2 elite superstars. And I know Brooke is aging, Chris is aging, injury issues. That's kind of why I'm going with more of the youth on paper. But when you put those 2 together, they may not be as good as 5 guys on paper, but they play like it.
I like the.
So I'm going to go F. The Celtics are better on paper.
I like
but
that.
The Bucks are a better team because of who they have as superstars.
We'll take that. Thinking outside the box for our answer. That's a very good student of you.
You're learning, young Ben.
Oh, don't you patronize me. Don't you patronize me. Chris, this one's really long, so I'm going to have to shorten it. An annual report called the Drive-Thru Study just came out. It compares the speed and accuracy of the 10 biggest fast food chains in America, visiting over 150 locations. One spot topped out at the fastest with an average of 4 minutes, 39 seconds when you pull in line and leave. ARF, you have ever gotten in and out of any drive-thru in less than 4 minutes and 39 seconds?
Ever? Yeah, for sure. There'd be times you pull up to McDonald's or Culver's or something, and there's nobody.
You ain't pull up to no Culver's.
What do you mean?
They make you pull your ass over.
Yeah, well,
they don't drive through; it's a drive pull over.
Yeah.
When there's nobody there, honestly, that's usually when I'm going to a drive-thru. If I drive by and I see 30 cars, I'm not going. That ain't worth the time. But I usually go there when there's 1 or 2 cars. Maybe it's totally open. And for sure, less than 4 minutes and 39 seconds. So plenty of times I fall underneath that. That's the beauty of fast food.
Hey,
It's
I like this one next. Let's just get right to it. You have ever ordered from a drive-thru but then left because it took too long to actually get to the pay window?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
That's an A for you?
Oh, that's an A plus. Come on now, yeah. I was a young boy going out in these streets at like 19, 20, 21, 22. And you know what you do after you go out? You go and get that fourth meal, and regardless of where the fourth meal came from, you wait in line, and let me tell you, after 1 o'clock in the morning going to fast food restaurants, you would think it would be faster. I've waited in line for like 15, 20 minutes. Thank goodness I was being patient, but I've left many lines.
I've done it once.
No!
Just
Our
once.
perfect Brad? Can you believe this, Kyle?
You must not be getting late night meals then.
No, I often don't. But usually when I pull into a place, I'm like set on that food. Like I have the craving for it. There's a deliberate decision to go to that place. I'm not leaving until I get it. One time I was at Chick-fil-A, which Chick-fil-A would be probably my number one to go to. It was ridiculously long. I thought I had the patience for it. I was too hungry. I peeled out, went to an open Five Guys not far away.
How long were you
I
there
love when
for?
he says peeled out. He ain't peeled out.
I peeled out.
This is ridiculous. I waited 7 minutes.
Yeah.
For
I'm going 5 under right now.
It's not necessarily. It wasn't necessarily the length of time. It was the speed at which it was moving. It was not moving. I was like, man, if I extrapolate my wait time, it's going to be 30 minutes till I get there. So it was probably 5 minutes, but 5 minutes of like one car pull up.
Oh, so you guys never been to like Popeyes?
Oh yeah, I've done the late night, and yeah, if it gets too long, I'm
out of here.
I've been out. I've been out. Bobo at the Bunny Ranch, our guy chimes in. I've smeared ketchup on the fast food window because they forgot my damn burger on the bun.
I like Bobo. Bobo, I don't advocate you doing that, but Bobo, I like the energy. I like him. I like Bobo. He, she, them, they. I like him.
Please identify yourself. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that, please. I'm not reading that. 800-990-3776. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, and it's time to play a little over-under here. Caller number 6, you're going to get the over-under. So we're going to do caller 6, caller 9, 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. Bobo is all man, just clarified. Over-under, we get to answer 10 questions in 3 minutes. We get to guess as many right answers as possible in those 3 minutes. Kyle, Brad, and myself, we team up, and whatever Chris gives caller number 6 is that over-under. You get to pick over-under. Caller 9, you're stuck on the other side. Winner wins a $50 gift card. Somebody's walking away with some good stuff here. $50 gift card. 800-990-3776. Caller 6, caller 9. Over-under. Coming up next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
No. So you don't know what kick the can is?
No, it's a cultural thing, but I'm not going to disrespect your culture. Me and Chris have our culture, and obviously you boys have your culture too.
You and Chris being a part of the same culture is not. That's the upset of the century right now.
No,
on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts. The Wisconsin men's basketball team hosted their local media day on Wednesday, and with a week of practice in the books, head coach Greg Gard says he's intrigued by where this team is at.
You know, I really like this group. I've liked this group from the beginning. I just think having as many guys as we have back in today's world, retention, I think, is something our staff talked about more than anything through the offseason and even towards the end of last year.
Wisconsin tips off their 2023-24 campaign against Arkansas State on Monday, November 6th, coming off of an NIT semifinals appearance last year.
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
Ben Brust to tell you about one of my favorite teams in the area, Zimbrick European. For over 3 years, I've trusted them with my car buying process, and I'm never going anywhere else. From Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, their pre-owned and Sprinter vans, they have something for everyone. Don't drive something ordinary when you can drive something extraordinary. I love the sexiest car on the lot that I found this time, a nice Zimbrick Mercedes. Find what you love. Test drive, and they will make leasing affordable. Zimbrick European.
Former NFL player and Rose Bowl champion Tarek Saleh here for Carbon World Health. Carbon is much more than just another gym. They offer the best recovery in the area. Some of my favorites include red light therapy and cryotherapy. Improve your athletic performance, fitness and training results, speed up muscle recovery and reduce pain, and boost your mood with these simple and non-invasive treatments. Visit Carbon World Health today and ask for the ESPN Recovery Package. That's Carbon World Health.
Ah, Sunday. You take a morning walk to pick up burgers and beers. You tidy the house for 10 fellow football fans. And your biggest chore? Loading the Bud Light into the fridge. It all pays off because nothing is as easy to enjoy as a Sunday full of football. And beer. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's football season at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, featuring the best pool in history, Stadium Swim. 3 levels, 6 pools, and a 143-foot diagonal screen. Stadium Swim is America's favorite place to watch football. Located at Circa Resort and Casino, open 365 days a year, and it will be the place to be for Green Bay's first ever visit to Las Vegas. Plus, the ESPN Wisconsin team will be live on site. Book your stay today at CircaLasVegas.com. That's CircaLasVegas.com.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Wisconsin needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
It's the University of Wisconsin-Madison's annual Fill the Hill event. Join us today starting at 5 o'clock for 24 hours of giving and goofiness. For every gift UW-Madison receives, a pink flamingo will be added to the flock on campus. When you give, you're fueling life-changing research, training our world's future leaders, and empowering Badgers to create a better tomorrow. For all of us, do it now. Donate at uwflamingos.com. That's uwflamingos.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Hey, Daddy, when you gonna stop playing? Bad chick, I could be a fantasy. I could tell you got big energy. It ain't too many of them that can handle me. But I'm
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light, across ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Ben Brust. He's the heartbeat of the show, Kyle Wallace. Brad Oatmeal, Brad Issued Gear. We're going to have a lot of nicknames for you coming up as he is set on a journey to 77 and a half days is the over-under on how many straight days he will wear a new issued gear of Panthers, Jaguars, Super Bowl 50, or Badgers gear to the show. That being said, we cued you to call for a little over-under.
Will the guys hit the over or will they disappoint? It's time for Over Under on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
is over-under here on KBN. We get a category and an over-under from Chris Larson, who picked the category, set the over-under. Caller 6, Adam in Madison, he had the choice of choosing over or under based off how many correct answers he thinks we're going to get based off the over-under and the category. He chose under, and I think you guys saw me in the break. I take this personal.
There's anger. There's anger in that competition.
Yeah, he like Jordan and he like
so
Colorado.
Andy and Hartford stuck on the other side, which is the over. And I strive to win this game every single time. So I'm rooting for Andy and Hartford because that means we're doing our job. Chris, what is the category?
All right, guys. So Monday night, the Packers play the Raiders out in Las Vegas. It's going to mark the 31st consecutive season the Packers are playing on Monday Night Football. But I want to know which NFL team, the top 10 NFL teams with the highest winning percentage playing on Monday Night Football since 1970. And they've set the over-under at 6.5.
Yeah, that's kind of tough.
Winning percentage on Monday Night Football.
So the highest winning percentage on Monday Night Football since 1970.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how many games they played or over-under games they played or whatever. It's just the highest winning percentage on Monday Night
There's
Football
no
since
set
1970.
minimum of games.
No,
played.
Damn,
no set
Chris!
minimum games, no.
Tough.
Hang on, put our professor hats on. We got to beat Adam and Madison. All right. Ready, Chris? 3,
Ready to go.
2, 1. All right, start thinking of like longevity. Teams have been good for a longer period of time.
Patriots have been good. Steelers have been good.
I like
Ravens have been
those.
Good.
Pats, Steelers, Ravens. What about like a Cowboys?
40,
because
But the Cowboys, the winning percentage. That's the
I know,
problem.
but like this goes back to 1970, and they had the Super Bowl run in there. 49ers.
49ers will probably be in there. But
I'll put the Cowboys with an asterisk.
yeah, it's just the Cowboys have probably lost so many games, but they have a lot of wins.
Again, now let's think who may be more. I mean, the Jags.
Chiefs.
The Jags don't make it to Monday Night Football because they've been so bad.
Yeah, they don't play there very often.
The Chiefs probably didn't play too often, but recently they've probably been in there a lot more, and they probably won a lot of Monday Night Football
I mean,
games.
Tomlin has a winning record every year he's coached. The Steelers have just been like solid. I think we can go with.
What about the Giants?
I
don't know.
I mean, Green Bay.
Green Bay,
right?
I have the
Green
Packers
Bay?
on here.
Oh,
New
you do?
Orleans.
Okay.
2 minutes.
All
Okay.
right, let's start getting some final answers out there.
I think the Steelers are a good answer.
Steelers final.
Steelers are number 2 on the list. With a
Patriots.
winning percentage of 67%.
Patriots got to be.
Pats final. Wow.
Jeez.
Wow.
Bill Belichick primetime stinky. 49ers final.
Yeah.
49ers third on the list with a 64 winning percentage.
So Niners done.
Do the Rams
Pats,
play a lot on
Steelers?
Because the Rams were the greatest show on turf for a while,
Yeah.
and then I don't remember.
Kirk Cousins, just kidding. Green Bay final. What the hell, Rodgers and Favre? What about the Ravens? I kind of like that Ravens pick.
Yeah, we can do the Ravens.
Let's do the Ravens.
They won a lot.
Ravens are number 10 on the list with a 55 winning percentage, 55%.
So we're 3 of 5, and we got to get 4 of the next 5?
I say
1 minute.
I say guess the Chiefs. I mean, I don't.
New Orleans final. Damn it!
You're panicking, Ben.
I think I like Kansas City.
I mean, more recently, right? Because they weren't on TV a lot.
They've always been solid, I feel like.
Let's go Chiefs. Ben, Chiefs. You just threw New Orleans out there or something. You know what I mean?
So the next we're Chiefs and Cowboys. So let's go Chiefs.
30 seconds.
Chiefs final.
Chiefs number 4 on the list.
I like the Dolphins.
Yeah,
Dolphins
'cause
final.
They had a lot of primetime games back in the day.
Gosh darn it, Chris! What kind of over-unders are these? Is that game?
That's game, yeah.
Sheesh.
The Rams are on the list, aren't they? Oh, Cardinals are probably on the list too. They had a Rams and Cardinals are probably on that list. Seattle. Oh my gosh.
All right, so let's go over the list here.
1970 though.
So Seattle Seahawks number 1 on the list with a 71% winning percentage. The Steelers were second. You had them. The Niners were third. You had them. You had the Chiefs at number 4. The Las Vegas Raiders / Oakland / Los Angeles Raiders were next on the list, followed by the Dallas Cowboys at number 6 on the list. The Tennessee Titans, number 7 on
Never
the
would
list.
have got that.
The Philadelphia Eagles, number 8 on the list.
Oh, we suck.
The Carolina Panthers have only played 18 games on Monday Night Football, but they have a 56 winning percentage. And Baltimore was number 10. You had them as well.
Was Brad on any of those 56? Excuse me, was he on any of those wins?
You did say Green Bay. They were number 11 on the list.
We don't care about 11, Chris.
I
got to say congrats to Adam and Madison. Adam, bring him on. Bring him on, Chris. Do you feel good about yourself, Adam?
I knew it was a tough topic, so that's why I chose the under. It wasn't anything against you.
They hear the topic when they call in?
Yeah, I mean, he's got to pick it over under, Kyle.
I mean, yeah.
Congratulations, Adam and Madison.
That was a good. I can't get mad at him.
I know.
But
he took the right side.
He did. How many wins do you have on Monday night?
I played in 0 for the Jags. I played in 3 for the Panthers.
You
lost at the Eagles. Should have known that one. And then won both of them at home.
You didn't suggest maybe based off
the 66% winning percentage. We're getting winning percentages out here.
It was 1970.
What
I
are
had
you
a small
doing?
sample size.
Well, they
Small.
haven't been around as long.
Which helps.
That's fair.
So you played in almost half of their Monday night games.
We were not smart, but I know that we have smart technology. I can tell you that much. If we could use AI and we can use the technology in our offices, Kyle and I, we would have got it done thanks to our friends at Smart Spaces without Brad Nerdman.
Oh, you know what I love today? So we had our pre-show meeting today, and we didn't have a room reserved. So I walked outside our room, the Los Angeles room, and I just pressed the button to reserve the room space right there, and boop. Within seconds.
Tell me something new today.
Within seconds, exactly. Our room was reserved. It's because we live in a virtual world, and everybody, companies, personnel, they all have to learn how to navigate it, and it doesn't have to be a journey that's painful. It's been found out today. It's nice and easy. And what if your company was like ours, GKB, and use a space that was smarter, technologically integrated, and able to perform beautifully across all virtual meeting environments? See, with Smart Spaces, that dream, it becomes reality. Smart Spaces will get you the right technology for the right reasons with a listen-first culture. They learn your business needs and provide seamless solutions for your office. So improve your business today at smartspaceswi.com. That's smartspaceswi.com. Improve your business.
There it is. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Kyle had a dream about his ex. It's juicy. We'll tell you about it next in 2 minutes. It's the University of Wisconsin-Madison's annual Fill the Hill event. Join us today starting at 5 o'clock for 24 hours of giving and goofiness. For every gift UW-Madison receives, a pink flamingo will be added to the flock on campus. When you give, you're fueling life-changing research, training our world's future leaders, and empowering Badgers to create a better tomorrow. For all of us, do it now. Donate at uwflamingos.com. That's uwflamingos.com.
Hey, this is Craig Karmans, and join Kyle Wallace and me every Sunday morning for Sunday Karma on a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN. Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio. This is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
What's happening, Madison? I'm Alex Travatt. This is your Sports Center brought to you by Green Bay Game Night. Join Homer, Gabe Neitzel, Mark Tauscher, and Jason Wilde for reaction and analysis immediately after every Green Bay football game this season on ESPN Wisconsin and Wisconsin On Demand. And that is all she wrote, sports fans. The Brewers season is over as they fall 5-2 to the Diamondbacks last night to get swept 2-0 in the 3-game series. With the end of the season, Craig Counsell's contract also expires, and his future is uncertain with Mets rumors looming. But one thing's for sure, Craig Counsell thought this team was special.
This was a great team. And I think I told the guys, I said, as you move forward in your careers, you should want to create teams like this. You should use your leadership to create an atmosphere like this. This was a team you want to be on. They celebrated each other. They posted. It's just a group that made baseball a lot of fun.
Well, we may not know what the future for the Brewers holds. We do know what it holds for the Badgers. Big Ten released all home and away opponents for the next 5 seasons. You can check that out at ESPNWisconsin.com, but we'll have more as KBN continues right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
The Brewers swept at home by the Arizona Diamondbacks. We're asking you, KBN Nation, 800-990-3776, which season ender most recently hurt you most? Misery loves company, I guess. Packers-Lions finale, Heat in 5, or the sweep that I just mentioned. He's Kyle Wallace, the heartbeat of the show. Also with us, Brad Nortman, six-year NFL punter.
We're going to get that right.
I'm not. I think I'm just going to say 6-year NFL punter every time now.
That's good by me.
And Kyle told us that he had a dream. And I'm curious because he said it was about his ex. And I know he's got a lot of exes in his history.
Whoa.
I wasn't talking about girls. I was just like, could be anything. Sports.
Okay, just making sure. Not putting too much business out
What you
there.
got going on over there? How can we help? We can. I'm like, who's the dream guy in the psychology world?
Oh, Sigmund Freud?
Yeah, we're your Freuds of the world.
So last night I had a dream about my ex. So I'm sitting there and I had a good night. I'm relaxing and I actually had a nice night with my lady and really good night. And then I go to sleep early, about 10:30 for me is early. So I was in bed by 10:30 and I just remember vividly dreaming about my ex. You know what my ex was doing?
What?
Slinging the pill.
What was happening?
My ex was legitimately doing something that nobody believes they could do. And that is returning to the football field, putting on a Jets jersey, and playing on an injured Achilles tendon, coming back like he said he would, throwing touchdowns. Last night,
Did you wake up in a sweat?
I legitimately dreamed about Aaron Rodgers coming back from his Achilles injury, coming back from having that surgery, and on the field a little hobble, but playing like Brandon Leftwich did when he got hurt and just slinging it around there. Everybody's like, oh, my gosh, this is miraculous. But I could not believe when I woke up that I had a dream about my ex. Y'all thought it might have been ex-girlfriend? No. Y'all thought it might have been ex-friend? No. It was an ex-emotional partner of mine, which was Aaron Rodgers. I dreamed about Aaron last night.
What do you think that means?
I don't know. And he was being good, and I remember I had a little bit of envy.
Brad,
watching him do this in disbelief.
Mr. Research,
did
what
a
we
little
got?
research and what this might mean, Kyle.
Help
so we want you to
brother
address
out.
if this is accurate in your life.
Because you're all in love
I'm
with
in
love.
I'm in love with love, but I'm dreaming about my ex.
I think there's more going on in the surface.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
All right, here are some interpretations of the professionals, whatever that means, of dreams are, right? It means you have not fully moved. Several things. You've not fully moved on from the relationship.
Oh!
Oh, my. That stings a little bit, doesn't it?
Okay.
That stings.
Not fully moved on.
You still have feelings for your ex.
Okay. All right.
Still has feelings.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Another one of you still have unresolved feelings about it. And the next one is you are ready to move on.
Ooh.
So I wonder if there's a combination of things going on. One, if Kyle is not fully moved on from Aaron Rodgers, maybe because of the traumatic exit. And maybe, just maybe, it's urging him to want to jump into the next relationship.
Yeah, see, I'm shocked by this dream because it came after the disappointment that he felt of the Milwaukee Brewers. Right? Like
there may be something connected to
I'm trying to tie this all together. Like, you don't know how good, like with the quote from The Office, right? You don't know how good, like what the good old days. You don't know that you're actually living in it.
Yeah.
Like, wish you could know. But Kyle, you gonna be all right?
I don't know. And the thing, I remember the dream, and I just remember seeing it happen and being like, wow, he did it again. Like, he actually did it. Like, I was happy, but I was actually nervous.
This seems like Jesus came out of the tomb.
I don't know what it was, but I had a vivid sports dream at that. All the things I could dream about, and some reason a man that I have met before, but a man who doesn't really know who I am, is in my dreams, and he's back. He's playing at a high level, and fellas, I don't know if it means I have this emotional scar from him. I don't know if I miss him. I don't know if the breakup was too messy, and I'm just trying to get over it. But
it was a long relationship.
But but what I do know is he may be coming back.
I don't know what you're trying to do with the pen there.
No, I'm just. Aaron Rodgers may be coming back this year.
He's not coming back.
You think this is?
He's not coming
this is
back.
Like
I don't know.
prophetic in some way.
I think my mind is trying to tell me something.
800-990-3776. I want to hear your sports dreams. I guarantee this isn't. You're not the only person who dreams about their teams, dreams about their exes in terms of their players that maybe left the team and go elsewhere. You've been dreaming about Devontae? Because that might be next because they're playing the Raiders on Monday.
I was at peace when Devontae left. I thought
no dreams with Devontae.
No dreams with Devontae. I thought I was at peace when Aaron left, but obviously there's something still lingering. I didn't dream about my new boo thing, and Jordan Love.
That'd be a wet dream. Brad Nortman, you got any dreams?
I have a reoccurring dream, but it's a nightmare. I'm playing football, and the team kind of changes, right? It's kind of just generic team. But I'm there on the sideline. There's two versions of it. One is I'm on the sideline, and it's
That's
like,
normal.
It's third down. You're ready to punt. And it's like, okay, punt. And I'm ready to head out there, and I have no shoes. I have no shoes and no shoes and no helmet. And I'm like panicking, looking for my shoes and my helmet. Like, have you seen my helmet? Where's my shoes? Can I take your helmet? Let me put your shoes on. I am panicking, freaking out, and the team goes out there, runs out for punt, and there's no punter out there. That's version one.
Delay a game, timeout, coach yelling at you.
No, it's just panic, all panic, and it's Do
you wake up?
I wake up like usually then like right as it's like peak concern, right? There's no punter out there. We have no one else to punt. The other one is a different version of the same dream. It's different version of the same. Panic.
Nobody else can kick the ball.
We forfeit. The other one is I show up to the locker room, and the locker room is empty, and everyone has like their gear out or whatever. And like I turn on the TV, and the game's already started. I'm like, oh my gosh, how late am I? And I quickly throw my stuff together and run out there, and that's where that dream ends, too. I get these probably once every 3 months.
Wow.
It's often.
Even post-career.
Even post-career. I'm going to be 70 and having these dreams.
And so can you please read the three things that you're trying to grapple with right now? You still have feelings for the NFL and being a punter. You're not fully moved on.
Yeah,
or you're ready to move on, but I don't think you're ready to move on based off the reoccurring.
I'm ready to move on into this relationship with you guys.
I like that.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be in your dreams, Brad.
Well, no promises, Ben.
I definitely don't want to be in Kyle's dreams.
You don't want to be in my dreams. It's not good. But I think Brad dreams. I think I'm a pretty good guy in your dreams. Probably better in your dreams than I am in real life.
I've had no bad dreams about you guys.
Well, thank you.
I've had no general dreams, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
800-990-3776. Give us your best sports dreams that you guys have. 800-990-3776.
What about you, Benny? I mean, there's the three-pointer, the air ball. I mean, there's got to be something that you recur and dream about.
All of mine just suck because, like, in my mind, I like is any competitor, right? Like, you just wish you made it. This is depressing. You always wish you made it a little bit further, right? So I'll like have a dream that I'm like still getting buckets at like a professional level and like get my chance. And I'm knocking them down. And I wake up and be like, damn, back to work.
He wants what Austin Reeves and Grayson Allen have. Huh?
I'm just not that.
That is depressing. Because there's one thing for me. I'm a regular person, just high school football. You know what I'm saying? Brad, he made it there, but boy, oh boy, to play at a high level and not make it.
I dreamed I was 6'7" one time. I was like, oh, this is my actual dream. And I woke up and I was 6'1", 6'2" again.
You can get the leg lengthening.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to help. Bobo in the Bunny Ranch chimes in. I had a dream of Aaron Rodgers looking like Lieutenant Dan in a wheelchair. Then I pushed him into the ocean, and he went bye-bye.
Dang, Bobo.
Bobo's a gangster.
Yeah, don't be on Bobo's bad side.
Or he could be drunk, one of the two.
800-990-3776. Chef Ed is laughing out loud because, I said Kyle would have a wet dream if it was about Jordan Love, but I don't think I'm entirely wrong.
Nope, nothing wet last night. We're good.
But speaking of Jordan Love, it's going to be a fun game on Monday. You're playing a bad opponent, you're playing a bad coach, and you're getting healthy at the right time. And with that, I just think there's an opportunity to see more of Jordan Love's capabilities. I know they're banged up in the offensive line, but they've had plenty of time to put a scheme together to stop Max Crosby, which is really their only true threat, rushing the passer. So we ask you, will you put more weight into evaluating Jordan Love on Monday night? But before we get to that, I got to tell you about the Princeton Club, because right now is the best time to join the Princeton Club because they're always upgrading their facilities. I mean, when I say it's the best time, I know I say that, but it really is because they're always doing something to make it better. So when it's the best time, it just gets better each time that I talk to you about the Princeton Club. And the facility is always having good equipment, good locker rooms. So when you're there, you're not thinking, oh, am I at the best place? You're at the best place, whether it's the 8 Madison locations, whether it's New Berlin in the Milwaukee area, which I go to. I'll be there tomorrow with my guy, Maddie, finding my better tomorrow. Free childcare with your membership, open 24/7, and it's clean. The cleanest health clubs in all of Wisconsin. So join the Princeton Club. Find your better tomorrow, because once you get going, you will get hooked. 800-990-3776 with likely all, if not most, of Jordan Love's offensive weapons back. Will you put more weight in your evaluation on Monday? That's next. 800-990-3776 on KBN, presented by Bud Light.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I've got shirts, same thing, that like they're either too tight, and I'd love to wear them, or they're white, and it's just there's not enough material to look through, and it's a bit of not a huge factor, but it's enough of a factor to give me pause sometimes.
I'll be damned if I'm gonna keep my nipples from letting me be free.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
The Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
What's up? It's Stacy Bruner from Bruner Realty. Today's housing market can be tough to navigate. Let me and my staff of hardworking agents go to bat for you when it's time to buy or sell a home.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Stacy led my wife Becca and I through our entire home buying process. He was incredibly helpful, a fantastic communicator, and from start to finish helped inform and guide us as first-time home buyers.
If you're in the market to buy or sell a home,
and you want the best experience possible,
contact us at BrunerRealtyInc.com. Bruner Realty, homes to appreciate.
Sunday. You take a morning walk to pick up burgers and beers. You tidy the house for 10 fellow football fans. And your biggest chore? Loading the Bud Light into the fridge. It all pays off because nothing is as easy to enjoy as a Sunday full of football. And beer. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, it's Hunter Vaughn. ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see teams making an impact in their community. Nominate your local team today at ESPNMadisonGameChangers.com. For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
It's the University of Wisconsin-Madison's annual Fill the Hill event. Join us today starting at 5 o'clock for 24 hours of giving and goofiness. For every gift UW-Madison receives, a pink flamingo will be added to the flock on campus. When you give, you're fueling life-changing research, training our world's future leaders, and empowering Badgers to create a better tomorrow. For all of us, do it now. Donate at uwflamingos.com. That's uwflamingos.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I don't know where the lights are taking us, but something in the night is dangerous, and nothing's holding back the two of us. Baby, this is getting serious.
The Brewers broke all of our hearts last night, but we will continue on. Do you believe in love like Kyle? I don't know if he believes in love like he thought he did after he dreamed about Aaron Rodgers last
just
night.
because I dreamed about my ex don't mean I don't love my current situation.
Kyle, Brust, Nortman, KBN across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. That's Kyle Wallace, the heartbeat of the show. That's Brad Nortman, 6-time, 6-year NFL punter, baby. And I'm Ben Brust, Chris Larson, running the show. And I got to give a shout out to Bud Light, which was brewed to be delicious and an easy drinking beer. Because when the little things in life are hard, like the game's going into overtime, you have even more time to enjoy a fresh Bud Light. We'll be out at the Circa Sportsbook, and I'll tell you what, can't wait to enjoy some nice Bud Light there. Pick up Bud Light at your local retailers today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light beer. We talked about it a little bit before about Jordan Love and getting some of these weapons back, but as they've had time off since the Thursday Lions matchup, it's going to be, a good 10 days of getting guys good rest. Christian Watson, Aaron Jones were limited in a pitch snap count when they were out there on Thursday. It seems as if you're going to have Christian Watson, you're going to have Aaron Jones, likely in full capacity. You're going to have Elton Jenkins potentially, which would be a big add to this offensive line. With more of, if not all of, Jordan Love weapons, are you evaluating him differently on Monday?
Absolutely, I am. I mean, the standard is much higher now. Jordan Love has been able to get through all the initial butterflies, and you see a whole bunch of different scenarios: come from behind, play from ahead, dominate a team, get dominated. There's a lot he's been able to experience, but the biggest thing for me is we allowed him a little bit of a pass, and I say we, I mean, I did this too. I praised him more when he did more with less. So if he can have his guys come back with a full arsenal, he should be able to raise his level of the game and perform better as well. So that it should also mean that we should have a little bit tighter of a grading curve or have higher expectations maybe when he's got a full cast and crew back. And look, guys, they are having a week and a half to prepare for this game after being embarrassed. There is no reason on national television, embarrassed and then opportunity on national television to get back after it. There is no reason the Packers shouldn't come out there and play a really, really good game. Game plan-wise, health-wise, and that falls then onto Jordan Love to be able to do his thing and have expectations higher when he's got his guys around him.
I expect Jordan Love to do his thing, and I expect expectations to be ratcheted up just a little bit. But let's not go too far here. I understand he has his pieces. I don't know why you're smirking. He has his pieces back, but let's not.
I'm looking for more, but let's not bump it too far.
No. But let's not sit here and all of a sudden think he's going to be Aaron Rodgers this week or when it comes to Monday. The expectation is for him to be able to utilize the weapons that he has around him, have a little bit more time if we get Elton Jenkins back. Hopefully we can establish the run game, which has been pathetic for the Packers this year. Maybe be able to establish that and be a better team. But I don't just expect all of a sudden him to become a superstar. Christian Watson is still a second-year receiver. Romeo Doubs is still a second-year receiver. Jaden Reed is still a rookie receiver. Luke Musgrave is still a rookie tight end. So you still have a whole bunch of youth around him and youngness around him. So I'm not going to sit here and all of a sudden expect him to be some superstar come Monday night, but I expect to see a level of more consistency. But there's still going to be issues and bumps in the road because, as Ben has been talking about, it's only Game 5. You're going to have ups and downs the entire entire season. So, Brad, I don't want you to get set the bar extremely high, thinking the boy's going to be the next great coming just because of the fact that he got a couple of weapons back, an offensive lineman back.
Yeah, I mean, look, my expectations are still the same. Like my expectations aren't changing. Because I don't have expectations to set yet for him because I'm still learning who Jordan Love is as a quarterback because we've seen so much inconsistency, and I don't mean that necessarily about his play, but about the team and I guess about his play. We've seen some really, really good quarters. The fourth quarter that he put together when they were down 17-0 and all looked lost, Jordan Love led that comeback with Moxie using his legs. And then you look at the New Orleans game, again, like there was ups, there was downs. The Detroit game, I'm not going to put a lot of merit into the second half because I think with what Detroit did in the first half, they just put a game plan together. It was like, we're just going to run the ball, run the clock. And I know it got a little bit close, but ultimately when you use 34-17, is it really that close? Like, did you really actually get scared? So knowing everything that's happened, I'm excited to see him in another spot where the spotlight is on him. Because say whatever you want about primetime or not, it is the way that a lot of eyeballs outside of Packer fans do get a look at a quarterback. In the same way that I remember when Jay Cutler was the quarterback for the Bears, I felt like the Packers and Bears played each other all the time on primetime. And all of America got to see Jay Cutler throw to his favorite receivers, the Green Bay defensive backs. And so you can build a narrative. What is Kirk Cousins' narrative? He can't win on primetime. And I'm not saying that this is going to be Jordan Love's narrative, but you have a chance to build some of your narrative in front of a nationwide audience on Monday night with a rabid fan base. The Raiders have a very passionate fan base. They're not very good. So this is a great spot for him to prove to Packer fans, to himself, to his coach, to everybody that he's taking steps in the right direction. So I don't set any expectations other than I still want to see in a new situation what he's going to show me. Because I said all along, I need 8 weeks. Give me 8 weeks. Because by 8 weeks, no matter if they play 8 opponents who have 3-5 records, all of them, or 8-0 records, we're going to have a better idea through 8 NFL games what he is made of. We've already seen a lot of situations. That is the one good thing I will say for Jordan Love is he's seen a lot in 4 games. Doesn't matter if the teams are good and bad. The situations he's seen are going to help him long term. And I'm excited to see in the spotlight coming off of a big loss against an NFC opponent, which now is the clear favorite to win the North, what he's going to be.
But don't you expect if he has more cards dealt in his favor, he should play closer to the Chicago Bears version of Jordan Love and maybe the fourth quarter New Orleans Jordan Love than the lows of we've seen against Detroit and like the fourth quarter of Atlanta? Shouldn't he play better? Shouldn't that be the expectation?
Just because he gets the cards back doesn't mean the cards were great to start with, right? It's not mean you don't have a great hand to start with. I think the Green Bay Packers going into the season, we had expectations of 7.5 wins or 8.5 wins or whatever Vegas had them at. And just because of the fact that he has some of those 8-win Vegas picked players back doesn't mean that we should all just ratchet up what these expectations are. And the big thing is this is a team game, so it's not just going to be on Jordan Love.
If this team was 3-1, right? If this team didn't I don't want to say blow the game, but blow the game. They blew a game.
They did.
If they didn't blow the game, would you be saying, oh, we shouldn't ratchet up the expectations?
No, not yet, because this team has not shown that they can dominate.
Because if they were 3-1 playing a 1-3 Raiders,
the expectation is that they should win this game. But regardless, you go 2-2, they're on the road, and the expectation is that they're a better football team. They should win the game.
Right. I think that's the other component to this is that the Raiders are a pretty bad football team. This should be a game that you win. Even a team that's rebuilding in the same mode as the Packers, coming off of being dominated, you think this is a team that they should beat with a defense that's in the bottom third. They're not awful defense, and Max Crosby's no joke, but they're not a great defense by any means. They're bottom third defense with a full roster of guys. This should be one of Jordan Love's better games.
Their coach stinks. Their quarterback is a question, whether he plays or not, the rookie or a Jimmy Garoppolo. This is a big opportunity for the Packers to solidify, right? Like heading into a bye, are we going to be 2-3, kind of just looking at this 500 type season all year long, or are we going to make a statement and then coming off a bye, go to Denver, which is an abysmal team, much worse than the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Raiders aren't even good. This is a huge opportunity coming off of a loss.
This is what you get to establish. You get to establish whether or not we talked about it a couple of days ago or yesterday it was, are you a 2-2 good team? Are you a 2-2 Matt team, or are you a 2-2 bad team? Are you a poser? And so these next 2 weeks allows for you to kind of separate yourself to see exactly what we are. And based off what Jordan Love has shown, and based off what this team has shown, is they're showing signs of being a 2-2 good football team. And this is just another step in the beautiful journey of love that we all get to witness this year.
Yeah, I'm excited because Jason Wilde's joining us next, and Rob Domovsky joined us on Tuesday, and we asked him about the Green Bay Packers. They are one of 12 2-2 teams, and Rob had them in the top 3, I believe, of the 2-2 teams. We'll see if his colleague, Jason Wilde, has the same perspective. Jason Wilde is coming up next here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Stay tuned.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Honestly, sometimes I don't like when I win either.
Yeah.
Because I'm really annoying about it, and I think the entire listening audience, I'd probably have 2% of everyone listening is rooting for me to win. The other 98% are rooting for me to fall on my face.
I'm in that 98% now.
Most topics can be polarizing. I feel like this is not polarizing.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back and bigger than ever with $14 million in guaranteed prizes only at Circus Sports. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. 2 ways to win and no rake. Play Circa Million, where you make 5 picks against the spread each week with 100% payback. Or join Circus Survivor, where you select one team each week straight up. Last the longest to win it all. $14 million in guaranteed prizes. Visit circusports.com for details.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Legacy Exteriors. Just pick up the phone and let us leave a legacy on your home. Roofing, windows, gutters, siding, and decks. Can Legacy do it? You bet. Better prices, better warranties. Legacy always makes it easy. Go to legacy-exteriors.com. Legacy Exteriors. Just pick up the phone and let us leave a legacy on your home.
It's the University of Wisconsin-Madison's annual Fill the Hill event. Join us today starting at 5 o'clock for 24 hours of giving and goofiness. For every gift UW-Madison receives, a pink flamingo will be added to the flock on campus. When you give, you're fueling life-changing research, training our world's future leaders, and empowering Badgers to create a better tomorrow. For all of us, do it now. Donate at uwflamingos.com. That's uwflamingos.com.
Hey, it's Alex Stroh. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on Twitter for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview of the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
With fall appliance savings at the Home Depot, we'll get your kitchen clicking. With new Samsung refrigerators with extra large capacities, or dishwashers with space-saving solutions that can fit so much you won't need the kitchen sink. Plus, with convenient shopping in-store and online, your savings are just a click away. Get up to $2,000 off select kitchen bundles. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. Pricing valid September 28th through October 18th. Gas range extra, U.S. only. See store or online for details.
The best quality roofs, siding, windows, and doors, expertly installed and at an affordable price. Hi, this is Bo from Ridgetop Exteriors. We're the trusted local experts you can count on for your home exterior projects. There's a reason so many customers recommend us after we help with their projects. Go to ridgetopexteriors.com for a free estimate.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Wisconsin needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry to the rhythm they cry for you.
Joining us now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the official beer of Bud Light, is Jason Wilde. I'm Ben Brust, alongside the heartbeat of the show, Kyle Wallace. Brad Oatmeal Nortman wearing issued gear for the next 77 and a half days is the over-under. We'll see we'll see if that lasts. And Chris Larson running the show. Joining us now, like I mentioned, is Jason Wilde. You can hear him every day on Wilde and Tausch 9 to noon. Jason, what's going on?
I forgot my keys in my office, and I'm walking back into Lambeau Field to get my car keys. I arrived at my truck without my keys. Am I an idiot?
No, that
You
happens.
ever done something this dumb?
That happens. I mean, you didn't. But what I will say is, why didn't you do the phone, wallet, keys check? Right? You do the phone, wallet, keys, and then you're gone.
You have an office at Lambeau?
You didn't know that?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that
Come
either.
on by.
You have an
I got a
office
bottle
there?
of water in the fridge. I got snacks. I got a couch.
Oh,
that I put in.
man.
Oh, okay. Ben, you almost lost this man his office.
How did I lose his office?
You almost lost his office.
Oh, got it. But that being said, Jason, do you not do the phone, wallet, keys check?
I usually don't forget one of those. First of all, I don't carry a wallet. I've got one of those kind of George Costanza wallets that. You guys want me to take a picture of the office so you can see?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm very interested to know that you get an office. Do we pay rent there, or what's going on?
No, you got to go on a tour, Kyle. They tell everyone all about it. That the guys, the people who cover the team regularly, have their offices. Mine is. I love my office. I've had it ever since the new building opened up. I've got all of my credentials and then all of the stuff that Paula doesn't want in our house.
What's
So
the
I
biggest
put it in-
frame picture on the wall?
Got to be the kids.
So there is a. I'm not going to include that one. I'm standing as I'm taking my panoramic of this. I've stood with my back to the pictures of the girls, just so if this ends up on social media, they're not out there for everybody. But I have some of my stories that I wrote that I'm most proud of, framed, hanging on the wall. So there's one. I did a magazine cover story for the State Journal when Terry Glenn, R.I.P., got here. I did a piece. I have the cover of when the Packers won the Super Bowl in New Orleans. I got to write the cover story for the State Journal, which it became a T-shirt. So that's really cool. Like, that's one of my most prized possessions. I've got this other story that I wrote, it was before the internet was big. That's how old I am. But on the 10th anniversary of Favre going into the game against the Bengals in 1992, so on the 10-year anniversary, I sat down with him and we watched the NFL film of the highlights of that game, and he broke stuff down that that happened, and it was one of the coolest things I've ever gotten to do. So those are framed on the wall, and then you can come and play darts if you want.
Wow, this is better than my office.
But I know that at the Avenue we have some relatively strict rules for what you're allowed and not allowed to have on your desk.
It's like 3 pictures.
Yeah, I would not. When you see this, I would not be allowed to work there.
Jason, I've seen your basement
don't-
on stream on Wilde and Tausch. I already can tell you wouldn't be able to do it.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah,
All right,
there
I've got
it
my
is.
keys. Sorry to lose track of.
That's
what
all
we're
right.
discussing.
I didn't know Kyle and Brad didn't know you had an office,
I
and
missed that. I didn't know that was
you know,
time.
at
It's an
least
exhibit
at
on the
least
tour,
at least
too.
now we know he's on Mark Murphy's payroll too. No, I'm obviously just kidding, Jason. Obviously just kidding.
Given how he feels about me, I'm surprised it hasn't been taken away.
Trust me, that's why I made the joke. So I just want to start here because we talked to Rob Domofsky on Tuesday, and we laid out how there are 12 2-2 teams. And after watching, and we talked about this on Monday, Jason, after watching football all day on Saturday or on Sunday, I walked away feeling like there was a lot of bleh in the NFL in terms of a lot of average teams. Where would you put the Packers, in the top half or the bottom half of the 2-2 teams?
Ooh, great question. How did Rob answer?
I want you to answer first, then I'll reveal.
I'm inclined to put them in the upper middle.
Good answer, Jason. Good answer.
Thank you. But here's the problem. Like, there's a lot of teams that are just bad, right? We can all agree on that. Like, the Bears are bad. I'm pretty sure the Saints are bad. The Falcons aren't very good. The Lions are.
Don't do this, because then Kyle's going to get mad, because anytime I bring up that like these teams might not be good, he'll be like, no, but Jordan Love was great.
Right, and he was great for certain portions of all those games.
Correct.
Right? I mean, he was pretty good against Atlanta in the first three quarters. He was really good against the Saints in the fourth quarter. They got some help there. But, you know, I've felt this way the entire time, and it was certainly an unpopular opinion after they won in Chicago. But I still stand by the belief that this season is all about the fact-finding mission and growth of Jordan Love. And now, listen, I am going to be wrong about my number wins. They are winning more than 6 games. I don't know if that's 7 or 8 or 9. If it's 9, and that's enough to get them in the playoffs, awesome. Because there is nothing that will accelerate Jordan Love's development more than having the opportunity to prep for a playoff game in a year where most of us didn't expect him to get that opportunity, and in a year where you could argue, if the conference wasn't down as much as it is, there'd be too many good teams, and he wouldn't get that opportunity. So I'm all about accelerating the curve for him. And I think that this is an opportunity, if the rest of the conference is as pedestrian, mediocre, or bad as it appears to be, for him to speed that up a little bit. I also have, and I don't know if you would agree with this, Kyle, or not, I am of the belief, and I think I might have said this to you guys on Monday, that the Lions game, even though they lost, even though he did not have great numbers, even though he threw 2 interceptions, was the biggest growth game he's had so far. Because he got the crap kicked out of him by that defensive line. Their offensive line did not do a good enough job protecting him. And not once did I see him. There was one like little baby moment where I thought maybe he felt pressure that wasn't there because he'd absorbed so much punishment and been under so much pressure. But he did not. A young quarterback can very much go, oh, my God, I'm under siege the entire time, and start looking at the pass rushers instead of looking downfield. And when I watched back that game, I didn't see that from him. And to me, that's a huge, huge step for a young guy who could have taken a step backward and instead took a big step forward, in my opinion.
In the same veins of evaluating and fact-finding on Jordan Love, as we have over the last 4 games, he finally now has a lot of his weapons back. Hopefully Jenkins plays this weekend. So with a full arsenal of weapons at his disposal, minus Bakhtiari, of course, and against a Raider team that's pretty so-so, the defense is okay, kind of bottom third. Are we okay to put?
Stinks.
Yeah, coach stinks, kind of disorganized. Are we okay to put a little bit more weight on Jordan Love's performance on Monday night than any other game so far?
Ooh, what do you mean by weight? Like, are we higher expectations for him?
Just like when you're evaluating, like are you going to put more weight in this performance versus the previous 4?
Because, for instance, we sort of gave him a pass, like, well, we don't expect him to do well because he doesn't have X, Y, Z. Now that he has X, Y, Z, is it okay to have higher expectations and be like, okay, we can actually evaluate him further now?
Yeah, look, I think there's going to be peaks and valleys for him every week, regardless of the opponent, right? And some of those valleys will be deeper because he's going against a better team, and some of those peaks might be higher if he's going against a team that's not as good. Like, I don't like to poke fun at Bears fans, Ben, sorry, because I know your brother is hardcore.
No, you can make fun of him all you want.
Well, I like your brother, though. So, and I wish I was as good at Golden Tee as he is. But I just think the problem with that, and Brad, I agree with you that, they've got Max Crosby, they've got some really good players, and they've got some really good players on offense. I was actually talking to LaFleur when he passed through the locker room, so I was working on a story about something, and I was just small talking him when we were
Did he ask about me?
Our exchange, and he did not ask about you. He doesn't. I don't think he knows your name, and the way he referred to you in a text message to me, he didn't use your name either. I
want to know.
I would say. No, I'm never gonna. That's off the record. Very, very top secret. It might have been a swear word though. So, what was the question again? Oh, about Love. I would say that every game there will be things that you can take from it, right? I mean, Brad, you would have done that with your own performances when you played in the NFL. But I do think that when you do good things against better teams or better defenses, I do think it carries more weight, right? Like if you're just in terms of your own confidence, forget about how we evaluate them or the coaches evaluate them. Like you do some good things against a really good defense, you're gonna feel pretty good about yourself. And if you do some good things against a really crappy defense, you're gonna say, okay, I feel good about that, but it was against these guys. I got to do it on a consistent basis. And I do think that that's the way Jordan is wired.
Well, Jason, we got to get to our guy David from Phil the Hill because that starts for UW-Madison in about 1 hour and 15 minutes. Thanks for taking some time, and look forward to chatting with you on Monday leading into Green Bay Game Day pregame show for the Las Vegas Packers game.
All right, well, keep an eye out for that screenshot of the text I got from the coach about you.
Is that your – I thought you were going to talk about your office. Is that your whole office?
What I sent you is me standing with my back to the pictures of the girls at the far end of my office. It looks a lot bigger than it actually is because it's a panoramic photo. Well, it's not quite that far.
How'd he play? That's Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tausch across these very stations. Jason, give us a take care, be good. Oh, you go. Take care, be good. Coming up next, David Pfaff of the UW Foundation and the UW Alumni Association. Because Phil the Hill is coming in an hour and 14 minutes now. For every gift given in the 24 hours starting at 5 o'clock, there will be a pink flamingo put on Bascom Hill as his homecoming week. We're going to talk with him. We're going to get the vibes going for Phil the Hill next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Okay, that might be true.
In Ben's defense, I will say that Al was very confident as well, saying that he was going to smoke Brust.
He did.
So,
He just talked some smack. Chris, Benny Believer. I have 3% now.
Benny Believer.
There's Benny Believers out there. You better believe it.
Who created that?
Benny Believer.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts. The Wisconsin men's basketball team hosted their local media day on Wednesday, and with a week of practice in the books, head coach Greg Gard says he's intrigued by where this team is at.
You know, I really like this group. I've liked this group from the beginning. I just think having as many guys as we have back in today's world, retention, I think, is something our staff talked about more than anything through the offseason and even towards the end of last year.
Wisconsin tips off their 2023-24 campaign against Arkansas State on Monday, November 6th, coming off of an NIT semifinals appearance last year.
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's the University of Wisconsin-Madison's annual Fill the Hill event. Join us today starting at 5 o'clock for 24 hours of giving and goofiness. For every gift UW-Madison receives, a pink flamingo will be added to the flock on campus. When you give, you're fueling life-changing research, training our world's future leaders, and empowering Badgers to create a better tomorrow. For all of us, do it now. Donate at uwflamingos.com. That's uwflamingos.com.
It's Chevy truck season, and with a Chevy Silverado, there's no such thing as an uphill battle. With a Chevy Silverado, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. Because with impressive towing capability, an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen, and the choice of powerful engines to pick from, whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado with the capability you need. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
At the Home Depot, Saturdays are about two things. The one-of-a-kind wood-fired flavor of a Traeger Ironwood XL grill. And football. That's right, Desmond Howard. Get fired up for the game in just a tap with Traeger's intuitive touchscreen. Then throw on your favorites and monitor the grill from anywhere with Wi-Fi technology. So you spend less time staring at the grill, which means more time for football. For football. Upgrade your Saturday with Traeger and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
O'Reilly Auto Parts' new Brake Best Select Pro brand raises the bar for the best aftermarket domestic brake pads and rotors available. For vehicle-specific friction formulations, quiet tech noise-canceling shims, and stainless steel hardware, choose Brake Best Select Pro. Professional-grade brakes from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Wisconsin needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It's Fill the Hill time, one of the most beloved traditions at UW-Madison during homecoming week, which started as a fun prank in 1979, and it turns into an important part of homecoming week and UW-Madison. Maybe you've seen the Pink Flamingos, maybe you haven't, but we're about to learn all about it. Just make sure you get to uwflamingos.com in about 1 hour and 9 minutes to help give gifts, to help fund future leaders, great educations like Brad and I have, Kyle wishes he had. But joining us now is David Pfaff, the Assistant Director of Annual Giving at the University of Wisconsin. David, thank you so much for hopping on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman today to tell us a little bit about the Fill the Hill.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. Super excited to kick this year's Fill the Hill off. We also have homecoming going on this week, so it's a packed weekend for everybody that's a Badger fan. We're kicking it off, like you said, at 5 p.m. today, uwflamingos.com. It's going to be the 11th year of Fill the Hill. And as of right now, Fill the Hill, all the years it's been happening, we have been able to get $2.4 million from our amazing folks, sponsors, friends, donors, alumni. Super excited for people to come together on the Hill. I know I'm excited, to make my gift after this. And the cool thing about Fill the Hill, right, is no matter what you're interested at UW, there is going to be a place for you to support us. We are super excited for all the support we've already gotten from our early giving donors, and we cannot wait to kick it off again at 5 p.m. today.
And just know, if you give a gift, and every gift matters, it doesn't know the size, you're helping put one flamingo. Every gift given adds one flamingo to the flock on Bascom Hill, and those donations are going to help fuel campus initiatives, support university, schools, and colleges, and boost the student experience. And as two former students here, I know Brad's got a question for you.
Yeah, I do. And I remember, those flamingos being around on Bascom, and this is an initiative that is obviously very close to our hearts, and love being a Badger and supporting everything that has to do with the University of Wisconsin. But I got to ask, what is the origination of the flamingos, and how did it evolve into this initiative?
Yeah, good question. I actually had a cool opportunity to spend an afternoon with two of the first founders of Fill the Hill. But it started in 1979. It was a prank held by the Pail and Shovel student government party, and really just blossomed into one of our most impactful days of giving, the other one being Day of the Badger. But back in 1979, they planted, I think, 1,000 flamingos of these plastic classic suburbia-like flamingos on the hill, and now it's just blossomed. So super cool, super fun to listen to those guys reminisce about kind of what it meant to them, and just kind of making a statement right on Bascom Hill was pretty cool.
Talking with David Pfaff of the Director of Annual Giving, UW-Madison, as Fill the Hill is about to kick off here in about an hour and 5 minutes.
I love this because I see if you donate $350, not only do you get a flamingo on the hill, but they mail you one?
Yes, sir. I've got one myself, Kyle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I may have to get me a flamingo. I may not be a grad, but I love Wisconsin. I love Wisconsin because of the initiatives and the research and all the great things they do for students. So you talked about $2.4 million. Can you tell us, where does some of this money go to, like the direct initiatives, the direct programs, and how it really impacts students?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. The beauty of this day is, right, wherever you want the money to go. I mean, we have so many different programs, initiatives, that if you're interested in it, it will go to exactly where you want it to. I myself give to the Wisconsin School of Business. I also give to School of Human Ecology and a couple other things. I was an athlete, so that's very important to me. But virtually anywhere that you feel is important to campus, that you hold dear, you can give. So I recommend everyone go to uwflamingos.com, check out some of the areas that you can give. Again, we have over 100 areas participating this year, and we are so excited to kick it off.
Yeah, that's uwflamingos.com. Again, uwflamingos.com. You can also get involved on social media by hashtagging UW and tagging WIS alumni on Twitter or on your socials. And David, before we let you go, is there anything else you want to share with our great fans and supporters of the University of Wisconsin-Madison?
Hey, Bucky by a million, and that's about it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
I love it. Thank you so much. That's David Pfaff, the director of assistant director of giving at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. And this is where I want to take some time real quick before we send you off to Rutledge and Hamilton and Madison to stay with you on 94.5 ESPN till 5 o'clock. We do Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, and it is a fun segment. But I love everything that I had the opportunity to do at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. What drew me to Madison was before I even went on campus. As someone who didn't grow up in this state, the best decision I ever made was go to the University of Wisconsin, because I'm sitting here in this chair talking with everybody, listening to this program because of all the experiences I had because of that great university. It wasn't just about the athletic achievements. It wasn't just about the fact that I'm proud to have a degree, whether you can laugh at me how I got it or not. It's not even about the great times I had at the Terrace. It's everything combined. The moment I stepped into the city of Madison, I saw the impact that the university had. I moved to the state of Wisconsin from Chicago because when I was living in the Chicagoland area,